Celtic 6 points clear in the title race, 1 cup already in the bag. Rangers chasing an historic European season. It's an Easter Sunday like no other. Nowhere does rivalry like these two. Glasgow is the only place to be today, and there's a noise in the stadium to make sure that everywhere else knows exactly about that. And here is Jota, surrounded by 2 Rangers players. It's the captain, James Tavernier, who battles away to win it back. Kemar Roof, who got his 101st minute winner against Braga on Thursday night. Well, what a spectacle, gentlemen. Quite incredible.
Yeah, it really is. These are the games you want to play, Rory. It's got to be 100 mile per hour. It's got to be who can settle the quickest.
Rangers playing out from the back and being chased down by Dyson Maida. Talk of 100 miles an hour. He will not stop from now until the end. There's Jack down to Ramsey, but he gives it up to Reo Hatate. And what a start he made to these games in the February introduction, scoring twice in the first half as Celtic romped to a 3-0 victory. It's Cameron Carter-Vickers who got the winner a couple of weeks ago.
We know the way that Celtic are going to set up, the way they play. Postecoglou will take chances, playing across the back. Will Rangers be brave enough to press?
Wonderful challenge by Lundstrom. Ramsey sets it up for Kent. Sliding in was Callum McGregor, and did that do enough just to put Kent off? Because what an opening that was.
Oh, he's got to score, Rory. It's a great tackle for John Lundstrom. You can see they're getting after them straight away. Ramsey just under-hits it a wee bit, I think. He's got to score. There's Ryan Kent.
I tell you what, I think it's a fantastic block. Was it McGregor who got back? I think the pass, you're spot on, the pass was underweighted and the chance gone. Can Rangers afford to miss chances like that?
Aribo gets there ahead of McGregor. It's Kent again, cutting in field. Jack now to James Tavernier with the delivery. It's Aribo's header. Another attempt on goal. Rangers show their teeth in the opening minutes.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. James Tavernier more floated. Rory, hard one to get his head round Joe Aribo. A good start for Rangers. You can see Joe Aribo playing around Callum McGregor. A bit more physical than the last time. Aaron Ramsey's job was tasked to stop Callum McGregor on the ball, but this time Joe Aribo, you can see quite clearly, he's going to try and stop the skipper playing.
Early Alabada. Barisic is treading water, and the ball through to Maeda was just a little heavy. That allowed John McLaughlin to come out.
I just wondered there whether Abada could have driven on with the ball. It's a really difficult pass. Celtic all of a sudden 3 on 2. I don't know what Barisic was thinking.
Yeah, it's top ball watching, Chris.
Well, this has been played at some tempo already. Openings at either end. We've not played 4 minutes yet. Goldson clears. It's McGregor that picks up now. Tom Rogic has 6 goals in games against Rangers. Taylor forward. Hatate just wouldn't carry into his stride. And Ryan Jack remains calm, picks out Joe Aribo, who will operate in the 10 behind Roof, but he's been robbed by McGregor. Now Jota looking for some Portuguese revenge against Rangers after they took charge of Braga.
Needs a bit of help out there, doesn't he, Tavernier, when Jota faces him up?
Yeah, I just think Aaron Ramsey's got a big task to do, Chris. He's going to need to get back there and help double up with James Tavernier. You see Ryan Jack, he's got one eye on it as well, but the problem is if Ryan gets dragged out there, it leaves space somewhere else.
Bada slips that through, and the header from Jota is just over the top. Chances coming thick and fast in the early stages.
what a start we've had to this game. It's working really well. Celtic and Abada with the early cross. Difficult to score from there. Yes, Juranovic with the cross. And he's well beyond the far post. Tries to direct it on target.
Closing that down, he won't get the throw-in that he was wanting.
He's a bundle of energy, is. My head up, Rory. He never stops. Doesn't quite bring the physicality to the Celtic front line. By God, he works his socks off.
We're probably missing the three first-choice centre forwards between Kyogo, Giakoumakis and Morelos for this game, but Roof and Maida looking to be able deputies.
Certainly Celtic are going to miss Giakoumakis. His presence holds the ball in well, and set pieces as well. Celtic not the biggest of teams.
Barisic after one warning from Abada. Make sure he gets his positioning right on that one. Starfelt in charge with Roof. Starfelt and Carter-Vickers between them at Ibrox 2 weeks ago probably had their best defensive display, certainly in a big game. Maida comes short, McGregor tries to spread it out, but Rangers that have it back through Ramsey. Aribo goes down under the challenge of McGregor, that's a free kick, and Rangers players surround Bobby Madden looking for a card.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get another one. Callum McGregor lunging a wee bit, just as Joe Aribo skips by him.
It's fortunate there not to see yellow.
The 9th Glasgow derby for Bobby Madden. Most recently the 3-0 game at Celtic Park in February. It's taken early by Ramsey and Barisic. The swinging delivery met by Cameron Carter-Vickers. Roof can pick up and get turned. Then the second shot flashes wide of Joe Hart's goal. Dummy with the first effort, then shaped to shoot, and he wasn't a million miles away.
Yeah, just shifts so easily away for Callum McGregor. That's on his weaker side, Rory. Great play for Roof. Just brings it down, almost makes his chance himself.
He's up to 16 goals for the season. Kemar Roof just 2 behind Alfredo Morelos, whose season is over. 4 in 2 games for the Jamaican international. Hatate hassling Jack, but Rangers do manage to keep a hold of it.
Rangers wanting Joe Hart to kick the ball.
It's a good pick out from him. Barisic, the spare man, and Ramsey running beyond the back 4, and Greg Taylor gets back to recover for Celtic.
Yes, superb cover. Greg Taylor there. Great run for him. Ramsey just goes blindside. That third man runner almost. People looking at Kemar Roof. Just drifts in. Great ball for Bonner Barisic.
Well timed the run from Ramsey. Taylor had to get there.
To Calvin Bassey again, playing in the middle of the back 4. Once more Rangers look for the run of Ramsey, but Taylor gets the crucial touch. Hart this time quite happy to go long. It's a brilliant first touch from Jota, who now goes for glory, and it's well over the top.
And it's really good from Joe Hart. Brilliant spot. Early kick, caught Tavernier out. Jota goes on the inside. He's a long way out. Could we reverse that to Maida?
You mentioned it earlier, Chris, didn't you? You know, Jota's going to need to keep Tavernier quiet, going one way. It's an intriguing one. As soon as that ball goes forward and James Tavernier's caught too high up the pitch. Jota can certainly expose that.
It's a good turn from Hatate, and now Rogic plays in Jota. Maida wants it early, doesn't get it. Jota went alone, and Maida is furious in the middle.
It's a big opportunity. It's brilliant from Hatate in the middle of the park.
Jota goes again, but all the experience coming from Aaron Ramsey to track back and make sure he can cause no problems.
There's Hatate, really sharp on the turn, and then Rogic, done that all his career, leads the ball really well. It's a poor first touch, actually. But he should have released the ball across to Maida. He was free at the far post. Opportunity gone.
Lundstrom finds Jack. Bassi. Barisic up to Kent. Juranovic holds him up. The ball does come in, but cleared away by Hatate. Finds his countryman in Maida. Lundstrom sliding into halt Rogic.
Yeah, sensational play for John Lundstrom. Putting out fires, as I would say, Rory. Really needs to be alert when that ball turns over. Can he protect the team?
Now Tavernier is an attacking threat. Ramsey back to his captain. Tavernier does catch it. There was a touch on the cross which took it away from Kent, who was coming in at the back post. Maida finds Rogic. Now Hatate gets past. Jack goes down, no free kick. And Jack goes on. He might try one from here. Instead, it's the release to Aribo. Trying to squeeze it through the eye of a needle. He's got another chance though. Ramsey picking up good space once more. Times his runs so smartly. Kent's at the back post. Juranovic rose just to flick it away.
He timed his leap really well, Juranovic.
He just couldn't get on his left foot. Joe Aribo, Rory, wanted to get him shifting and shifting.
Starfelt actually did very well, didn't he?
Meeting in the Scottish Cup for the second season running. Rangers triumphant at Ibrox last season, and incidentally you can see how much of a rebuilding job it's been under Ange Postecoglou. The only Celtic player that started that day in the last 16, and this afternoon is Callum McGregor. Kent wins the corner for Rangers.
This is where I'm sure Ange Postecoglou will have concerns about his team. Starfelt, Carter-Vickers aside, a great deal of height in the Celtic team.
That's certainly one place that could be vulnerable. I'm surprised that Calvin Bassey is not going up. See Ryan Jack on the edge there, Ryan Kent, Bonner Barisic and Calvin Bassey back. Obviously worried about Jota's speed.
To be James Tavernier. Take the corner kick and in swinger towards Roof, and the free kick goes the way of Celtic. Juranovic is helped back up to his feet.
It's a great header, to be fair to him. Put his head where it hurts.
Terrific ball in, wasn't it? Right on the money.
Perfect afternoon for Sunday kickabout in Glasgow's south side. The noise won't stop until the end. There's Rogic, whose touch takes it out of play.
I don't know if people can see that, Rory, but you can see Calvin Bassey, centre-back, going straight in with Tom Rogic. They're working hard, Rangers, to stop Celtic playing for the back. They're willing to jump up a line, they're being a bit brave.
The Australian had such an influence in Celtic's resurgence in the last meeting between the two. This time it's McGregor who wins the free kick from Lundstrom.
I think Bobby Madden thinking can't book Lundstrom after the early McGregor challenge.
Here comes Starfelt. Now Jota. To find Carl Starfelt. Now Taylor with a bit of space. Jota ahead of him, instead he looks early. Maida! Wide it goes.
I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. I mean, that would have been extraordinary. He'd been better served to take a touch, get his body in, and lay it off, or try and get a shot off there. I mean, that was miracle stuff.
Straight out of play from McLaughlin, so Celtic can squeeze the game up into Rangers territory. Mabada back to Juranovic. Playing high.
I don't know why he's done it pick a side. Kemar Roof Rory, he'll just show it one side. He's done a lot of unwanted running, really. He's just chasing around.
It's Lundstrom applying the press.
That's what Rangers want, though. Physically, when that ball is hit long, that they're back four, can deal with Celtic's front line.
Maida certainly likes a chase. No easy out for Connor Goldson. Rebo did enough to help it on to Roof. Now Tavernier. Starfelt is well placed, and now Taylor can pick out Rogic. Coming back was Aaron Ramsey.
And on top of Tom Rogic, aren't they, the Rangers midfield? They know he's got such great awareness. As soon as the ball's on its way into him, there's a blue shirt in and around him.
It's not quite working for Rogic, and Postecoglou does have Matt O'Reilly on the bench, who got a couple last week against St Johnstone and 7-0 victory. Hatate this time bundles over Kent. Bassey finds Ryan Jack. Lundstrom quickly out to Tavernier.
Tempo, cricket level settle down to less than 100 miles per hour.
Rangers playing in their first Scottish Cup semi-final for 4 years. They've had a woeful record in this competition of late. Goldson having to get back and make amends.
He's had one or two warnings now, Connor Goldson. Should really be alert to it, Kevin.
Yeah, he's had his warning, Chris. Maeda, he knows that he's a bundle of energy, he knows he's coming, he's got to expect every time he takes that first touch, he's going to have no more time.
Hatate drops it back to Jota. Now Taylor. Celtic don't have the physical presence in the box, though, to throw hopeful balls in. They've got to be a bit more clever and crafty on the edge, and that's well read by Tavernier from Starfelt's pass. Spreads it out for Kent. Roof ahead of him, he makes his move now. Starfelt goes over with Kemar Roof. The cross comes in from Barisic. It's well cleared. The Rangers can still maintain the attack.
I think that ball was on earlier from Tavernier.
Taylor close to Aribo, who has to slide in to ensure Rangers keep it. Tavernier with the dangerous ball in. What a wicked delivery, and Juranovic is forced into conceding the corner.
It's a sensational ball for James Tavernier. Just sets himself with that first touch. Nothing else in his mind, Rory. Ryan Kent almost getting in at the back post.
It's a nightmare to defend that ball. And he's running back, facing their own goal.
Both teams have looked at the most dangerous when the ball turns over, Rory. Every time it turns over, they look more dangerous because teams are less set. And they're passing. Neither team's having as much joy, but when that ball turns over, it's causing confusion for both defences.
Tavernier to take again. 20 minutes have come and gone. It's towards Lundstrom at the back post. A little bit too much on it from the Rangers captain. But Lundstrom's done well to keep it alive for Jack. Kent now under pressure from Maeda. The free kick goes against the Japanese international.
Just a bundle of energy is Maeda. Body for Ryan Kent, but just shows you, Rory, if he did steal it there at Celtic, put Rangers under serious pressure.
Ramsey to Jack, now Aribo. Tavernier. Lundstrom, run made by Ryan Jack. Starfelt using his strength, his positioning to see that one out.
Just wondered whether Starfelt, balls in the air, should have gone and attacked that, let it bounce. Took a little bit of a chance, but good body strength.
Rangers win it back in the middle again, and they are beginning to have a slight dominance in that area. Long from Goldson. Starfelt comes out to deal with it. Ramsey's touch was slack. Hatate. Now Jota. Abada is the target here. They've switched wings. It's Abada. And Tavernier with excellent defensive work. But it will be a corner, which the Rangers captain's not happy about.
Yeah, it's a really poor piece of play from Aaron Ramsey, who gave the ball away cheaply. His first touch not great again, but Maeda had the run. Tavernier does well, doesn't he, to get back, Kevin?
It's a terrific ball for Jota, Chris. He does, just uses his body. It's a couple of times now, James Tavernier caught with that ball inside him. Just needs to be aware. The same again, you mentioned it, Chris. Aaron Ramsey gives it away cheap, looked dangerous.
Taken short from Jota to McGregor. Now Roof might pick up here, although McGregor scampers back to ensure there was no counter-attack because Kent was in acres of space on the right-hand side. McGregor. Here's Rogic now. Given away, and Ramsey looks long. Carter Vickers into Juranovic, who's come off his flank, and that's given him a bit of space to drive into. Also clears the way for Abada to have a run at Barisic. Dipping the shoulder, having the shot, and wide it goes.
Yeah, I think it's a worry. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst when Abada faces Barisic up. Spoke about the game in February before the game. Barisic hooked at half-time. Abada really direct. Wants to come in on that left foot as well, but off target.
It's been a rather straightforward Scottish Cup run to get to this stage for both clubs. Between them, they've only conceded the one goal. That was Connor Salmon for Alloa Athletic against Celtic in the 4th round, and John McLaughlin fairly needlessly conceding a corner there.
Yeah, sloppy for John McLaughlin. Just gets it caught under his feet a wee bit. He's his first touch. Do probably think it's more difficult for Rangers to play forward, Rory, with Kemar Roofe. He's good at getting hold of it, but he ain't got the physical presence that Alfredo Morelos brings to the team, so they need to try and play.
Again, it's the short one between McGregor and Jota in towards Starfelt, and the loud blast of Bobby Madden's whistle into a Rangers free kick.
Work, a short one, the second time. McGregor to Jota, who just hangs it up. So sure there was too much in that.
There's Celtic's main man in attack, Kyogo. Hasn't started any games of late, and Alfredo Morelos is just at the start of his injury pain while Kyogo is coming back. Two big absentees.
The question with Kyogo is just how fit, how sharp is he?
Didn't come off the bench for the final 15 minutes against St Johnstone to get some minutes in the legs. Jack pops it on, and will go straight out for a Celtic throw though. Tate was being held by Ryan Jack. McGregor looks early, but Goldson covering the run of Maida.
Just a little bit stop-start, Rory. Scrapping out last few minutes. Momentum slowing down.
Every decision being contested by each player involved. It's Taylor who fires it long. So for Calvin Bassey to pick up. Leon Balogun on the bench. Carter Vickers across to deal with that one.
It's a clever run for Ryan Kent. Same as we've seen at Ibrox. First goal come for that bit of movement. Calvin Bassey passing at that time, this time Borna Barisic.
Brilliant ball from Kent to Barisic. Tavernier looks to send it back in, and Jota made sure he was careful with the positioning of his arms. Jack and a Rebo, Roof. Carter Vickers thought he'd legally won that back, but it will be a Rangers free kick, just 5 yards from the box.
I think he's really generous there, Bobby Madden. There's nothing in that. There really isn't.
I think it's Tom Rogic just clips his foot. You just see it as he's skipping by. You see his right foot going into Kemar Roofe. It's a foul, Chris, I think.
Have to go down. So sure, but the perfect range. This Rangers, Barisic, Tavernier, free kick specialists.
Aaron Ramsey is the third contender. Anticipation around Hampden. It is Ramsey, it's well over the top from the Welshman.
I've got to say I'm a little bit surprised. Listen, Ramsey's the top player, but Tavernier and Barisic, they are excellent from that sort of range.
Yeah, he's just used his weight, I think, Aaron Ramsey. Status. You're right, Chris. Borna Barisic, James Tavernier.
Foul goes against Taylor this time.
While I thought the last free kick awarded by Bobby Madden was soft, that was just daft from Greg Taylor.
I think that girl's sticky. Listen to you, Chris, there that we just seen on the telly.
You won't be the only one.
This time it's just Tavernier and Barisic over the delivery from slightly further out. Roofe will happily see that one out for a corner.
It's a difficult one to deal with for Celtic defence. Just how much speed they put in the ball, Rory. Borna Barisic, James Tavernier don't always go on the money, but they're willing to risk the ball, play at the right speed, causes a bit of confusion.
He's had a couple of goals already. James Tavernier eyeing up another of those deadly deliveries into the middle. Rebo was his target in the front post. It's one that we've seen work in the European campaign where the Nigerian gets the flick on.
Celtic just about do enough.
James Tavernier to Ramsey, but Tavernier wins it from Jota. Rogic, and McGregor has to go for that one. Lundstrom with the attempted challenge, it breaks the way of Jota. Jota surrounded by blue shirts, he's still going. He goes down under the challenge of Bassi.
That was a serious tackle. Love to be involved in that. See Callum McGregor, both 100%, Rory. And Jota just looking after the ball for the team. It's a cheap one, really. He's not going anywhere. So he goes down soft, does Jota, but no need to foul for Calvin Bassey.
Jota to take. Right-footed in swinger. Drops for Rogic on the bench, on the just outside the box, and now Jota looks to go past Kent. Can't swing it in with any great accuracy though.
Now Celtic in the final third. First 32 minutes, I think Ange Postecoglou. Food for thought.
Taylor loses out to Ramsey. Starfelt. His pass is now picked off by Jack. Can Rangers punish Celtic here? Aribo well forward. Barisic joining it. It's with the Croatian now. And Roof. Starfelt there to knock it clear. And Aribo coming in. And it ends up in the arms of a relieved Joe Hart after Celtic played themselves into trouble there.
I just think he can fire it over Rory. Borna Barisic, he clips it. He looks for the perfect. I just think he can whip it across the face. Make Celtic defence really deal with it. Massive chance. Same again, turning the ball over. Just think he can make. You see Ryan Kent going front post there. Great header for Starfelt.
And Starfelt really careless with the pass. Got himself in a good position. And the channel ball. Kemar Roof then gave it away, and Rangers are onto Celtic. Yeah, he stands it up too much. Roof has to try and generate his own power onto the ball. Celtic again just do enough. Rebo can't get enough on the header.
Giovanni van Bronckhorst will just be keeping an eye out for Joe Rebo, a key player.
Well, they're struggling to build out for Celtic. We're used to seeing them dropping, playing. I think the midfield three Rangers, Ryan Jack, John Lundstrom, Joe Rebo, are really making it difficult for Celtic to play through. Tati, Callum McGregor, Top Rogic has hardly touched the ball, which has to be testament to the Rangers midfield.
That's why Giacomakis is such a big loss to Celtic.
Carter Vickers picked up though by Lundstrom, and now Kent does help it on to Aribo. He loses out to the American international. Rogic can't take it with him, and Bassi goes down, but it's play on, and play rages on. Jack finds Tavernier. 4 up in this attack for Rangers. Tavernier breezes past Taylor, who managed to get back, and that touch deflected its way to Hart.
I'll tell you what, Greg Taylor's got to do so much better. 1v1 situations. Tavernier went past him easily. It's his job. Stop the cross.
10 minutes to go in the half. It's been pulsating. Rogic. Bassi pins to him and fouling him all the way.
Fair play to Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Rory. You know, Calvin Bassie's left centre-back going tight with Tom Rogic in there, risk and reward. It's probably a foul, maybe a wee bit tight this time. You can see Tom Rogic, wonderful football player, using his body well. Calvin Bassie, 2 coats of paint.
Well done to Bobby Madden for eventually getting there.
Is that the first one he's got right?
McGregor dips away from Aribo, and that might well be the first yellow card of the contest. It is indeed for Joe Aribo.
It's just one for the team. You know, Callum McGregor driving, we've seen him do it at Ibrox. The first goal, the equaliser comes, him driving on, sitting so deep. It's a good one for the team, I think, Joe Aribo.
Celtic keen to get on with things quickly. Bobby Madden had other ideas. Tati back to McGregor. Now Taylor. Jota looks for the 1-2, but Tavernier had blocked that route. Now Juranovic. Drill one from range, never troubling John McLaughlin, no.
There's an attacking threat in this first half, I've got to say. Really disappointed with Celtic. A couple of long-range efforts, but what made about the John McLaughlin call. He hasn't been troubled.
I just don't think the quality from midfield has come forward for the front three, Chris. Maeda, Bada, and Jota, they've been starved of any real quality coming into them, which gave it more difficult to try and create opportunities.
Starfelt and Roof locked arm in arm. It's Taylor that gets there ahead of Roof. It's with James Tavernier now, though. Calvin Bassie from Barisic. Barisic turned almost into trouble. Rogic was sniffing out an opportunity. Ball forward for Tavernier to chase. He's not that quick, though. Turns away from Lundstrom. He took a real chance with that.
That's incredible.
Now finds Rogic. Abada. Good movement from Celtic, but pass read by Barisic. McLaughlin closed down once again by Maeda. And Juranovic had to win that. Rogic not happy. Juranovic is down. Rangers look to profit. McGregor had a nibble at Kent. Now Ramsey. Barisic, it's well overhit from the Croatian. Roof might be able to get there. Josip Juranovic is still down.
I don't think Bobby Madden's had a particularly good half.
It's a great decision that for me, Rory, booking Callum McGregor. No, he's had a nibble, he's clipped. I think it was Ryan Kent. He just stays on his feet and keeps on going. Almost the same as the Joe Aribo one on him. That's a professional foul, whether you execute it or you don't.
It's a foul on Juranovic, though. I mean, how is that not a foul? I don't know.
I just think it's a coming together, Chris, really. And I'm not saying it's not a foul, but the Callum McGregor one's inexcusable. He's driving forward, he's just trying to wipe him out, really. It's a fair play to Bobby Madden to go back and book him. A lot of referees wouldn't.
Well, the confirmation of Callum McGregor picking up the yellow card for the Celtic captain really left Celtic exposed down their right-hand side. Here's Joe Rebo now. And John Lundstrom is denied by the post, and it comes out to the Celtic jerseys fighting for it. The closest we've come to the opening goal. There was some effort from Lundstrom, and he was a whisker away. Here's Hatate, Maida on the move. Now Jota, this game has come to life now. And the back post is Rogic, Hatate goes for it. And wide it goes, and we can all breathe again.
Watch this piece of defending from Carter Vickers. Lundstrom, it's a brilliant effort. Really is. Little shift there onto his left foot. He must have thought that was in. Off the post, but then Carter Vickers, that challenge, so important. It would have been the easiest of tap-ins. I think it was Ramsey, wasn't it? He was onto it.
Yeah, Carter Vickers, he reacts the quickest as the centre-back. Unbelievable effort for John Lundstrom, Rory, on his left peg as well. Certainly got that in his locker. We've seen him score for Rangers this season.
Most notably in Dortmund. Maida has got one to the side of his face, but he'll be okay to battle on. Well, Aaron Ramsey is down as well. There's concern amongst the Rangers medical team for the Welshman. Well, Scott Wright is stripped and ready to come on for Rangers. You'd think that that would be a real blow for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst to lose a man of Ramsey's experience and quality.
Here's the Lundstrom effort, brilliant effort. And then Carter Vickers there. And Ramsey off. A lot made about his signing, just simply hasn't had enough minutes in a Rangers jersey. Such a talented player.
Yeah, it's a blow, there's no doubt. You know, the quality, the talent that Aaron Ramsey's got. They come with risk, Rory. I know he's not played much football. There's no doubting his talent. Looks like he's holding the back of his hamstring there.
A major concern that for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, with huge games to come. Just as Aaron Ramsey has started playing his way into the Rangers starting 11. And an opportunity for Scott Wright to show what he can do. Taylor sends that straight out of play. Roof quickly on. First involvement for Wright. Taylor had to be careful not to clip the heels. So McGregor guides it clear and up to Jota, bursts forward. Will be the Rangers' throw. Jota was hoping for a free kick.
That was unlucky, Jota. Great first touch. Play for Conor Golson, use his body.
Right away from Taylor. Starfelt coming across. Looked like the last touch was off Wright, and that is the decision.
I'll tell you what, Greg Taylor has had a really poor few minutes. Starfelt bailed him out there. A lot of Celtic players in this first half just been off the pace, not seen enough of Tom Rogic.
I just think when the ball turns over, Chris, he's that hell-bent on getting in the pitch. But then when the ball turns over, he's so far out of position, it's incredible. And I know it's away, I know it's Ange's ball. By God, sometimes can hurt you.
Hatate under real pressure from Jack. He gets away from him. Bobby Madden's across. It's going to be another yellow card. This time Ryan Jack gets it. It's Hatate that holds his right ankle now.
It's a foul. There's a yellow card for Ryan Jack. Hatate confident enough to handle the ball 1v1, even if he's got his back to goal.
It looks like he could do with some attention there, but none is forthcoming. There will be one additional minute at the end of this first half. Hatate hobbles on. He's not moving too easily. Starfelt takes it. Picked up by Ryan Jack. And Juranovic together. Back it goes to Hart. Now Starfelt, closing seconds of the half. The Swede drives on, Jota. It's right, and Starfelt should be able to get that back under control. Here comes Joe Hart. Taylor forward, Jota to Rogic. Pocketed by Lundstrom though, and Kent might be onto this. Juranovic coming across. Kent to Aribo. Rangers finishing the half on a high. Wright's cross, Joe Aribo's header goes wide, and that will be enough to see out the half as Rangers have another half chance to finish it. John Lundstrom, the closest to breaking the deadlock, but Rangers and Celtic tied together at the break at Hampden Park. It's Celtic 0, Rangers 0. Inseparable so far, 45 minutes left, or will there be extra time, or perhaps even more? This place has been Celtic's domain in recent seasons, part of that quadruple treble. They haven't lost here since the 2016 semi-final on penalties against Rangers. 17 games at the National Stadium. Tavernier forward for Aribo, and opened up nicely for Ryan Kent. Rangers looking to start the second half the way they did the first. Barisic, and it's the header from Roof. He was backpedaling, so couldn't get any power on it.
It floated in, that was from Barisic. Roof trying to generate all his own power. Difficult one for him to direct. Postecoglou will be disappointed with that first half performance. Speed of passing hasn't been there.
Maida on the charge. Bassi stuck out a leg. Goldson smashes it clear. Callum McGregor, who was one of 3 players booked in that first half, along with Ryan Jack and Joe Aribo. The only change so far, seeing Aaron Ramsey go off to be replaced by Scott Wright.
A lot of talk before the game, of course, about Rangers Thursday night, whether they'd be feeling tired. Hasn't looked that way in the first half, Kevin.
Yeah, bundles of energy so far, Chris. I did think that the fatigue, maybe it'll set in later in the game, but at the moment, seem to be any tiredness for the Rangers players.
Well, Rogic and Bassi, another coming together between them. The decision goes against the Australian, and soon
that's a ridiculous decision.
Be Kyogo and O'Reilly getting stripped.
Rogic is fouled in the first place. I mean, I honestly don't know what Bobby Madden is seeing. You can see, I mean, that's called rugby, Bobby.
Rangers free kick to be taken by Borna Barisic. Clear by Starfelt. Tavernier can keep it alive for Rangers though. Joe Hart called from his line.
Just too floaty for James Tavernier.
Well, this time it's a Celtic free kick, and Joe Hart not happy one bit.
I don't like to see Juranovic do this, but I think he's making the point that Lundstrom's already been booked. Has he been booked, Lundstrom? Oh no, he
We've
hasn't.
got Aribo and Jack in the Rangers team.
He should have been booked, Kevin, that's what I meant.
Just as well you're no Bobby Madden, Chris.
Celtic subs off for the warm-up. Kyogo, O'Reilly and Ralston. Taylor's been robbed by Wright. It's now Roof. Wandering in field, Rogic can now pick up. Roof challenges for it, so too Lundstrom, but it's Rogic that comes away. Maida now, and that is as blatant as they come from Kemar Roof. As easy a yellow card as you will see from Bobby Madden.
Yeah, it's a shocker really for Kemar Roof. It's not nice, I don't like you to see that one.
I'll tell you, that's a red.
I'm not so sure it's a red, but it's not nice. Listen, I'll be the first to say.
Where's he caught him?
It's just a yellow card, as I say, it's a professional foul, Chris. He's just taking one for the team. It ain't malicious, he's just trying to clip his heels.
Clip his heel on his shin.
Here's Juranovic. Back to Carter Vickers, of course. Things that Bobby Madden needs to consider. Is he endangering an opponent? Is there any intention to play the ball?
Well, I think we know the answer. We've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I don't listen, he's not trying to play the ball, Rory. He's a professional. It's one of the ones that's good for the team. Listen, it's not nice, I don't like to see it. I don't think there's any malice in it. He just wants to stop Maida driving away. The same as Callum McGregor tried to strip Ryan Kent, the same as Joe Rebo dragged Callum McGregor down.
Goldson, Maida applying the pressure, but Rangers work it out well to Bassi, and now Roof. Forward it goes from Juranovic.
One thing I will say, Rory, I can see a red card coming. Don't know where or for who. I can see one coming, it's bubbling.
If there is, it certainly will be a big turning point. Here's Goldson. Taylor knocks it out for the Rangers throw.
Start of the second half. They finished the first, Rangers. The ascendancy. Very strong first half, dictated the game. Expected more of a response from Celtic.
Tavernier does find Aribo. Starfelt sticks out a leg. Aribo tries to twist away, and he holds down Callum McGregor.
See, I don't think that's a foul. I think he gets away with one there, McGregor. Just loses control. There's a soft one.
Jota, one-on-one with Tavernier, goes inside. Jota deflected, and Celtic get a corner.
Yeah, good play for Jota. He's a dangerous player. Just walks inside James Tavernier too easy, but you can see when the game's stretched, the midfield support in the middle of the pitch when he comes inside, it ain't there. It's what Jota will want, he'll recognise that. He'll know when he can drive inside, and Rangers midfielders aren't covering the middle of the pitch. A wee bit more space.
Celtic corner, out comes McLaughlin, safe hands. Goldson into Aribo, who's got acres of space around him. Barisic back to Jack, now Lundstrom. Bassi showed too much of that to Maida. Bassi recovers just in the nick of time, holds a hand up in apology. Jota, Hatate, Maida, flag stays down, it's Hatate, and wide it goes.
Yeah, I thought that was offside. The ball's poked through, it is offside. It's a good line from Rangers. That's a chance though. If the ball's popped out to Hatate. Just off balance, isn't he, when he shoots?
Just couldn't get his foot round it. Hatate, you're right, Chris. Maeda just comes through offside. Lovely wee give and go though to create the chance. You have to fear the worst when Hatate gets in their positions with the quality that he perceives.
Officials' blushes perhaps spared by Hatate's finish. Tavernier tackled by Taylor. Hatate goes down. A bit of afters between the Japanese and Lundstrom.
He's been sensational, Rory, with John Lundstrom. Putting out fires, breaking up play. He gets away with one here. Hatate just turns into him, really. Coming through the back is John Lundstrom. I think it's Scott Wright that felled him.
Down goes Rogic. This time Bassey sliding in. It's certainly bubbling out there. The Celtic players surrounding Bobby Madden, bemused why no further cards are coming out here.
Well, I don't think the Celtic players should be surrounding Bobby Madden, but Bobby's seeing a different game to virtually everybody else in the stadium. How is that not a bookable offence?
It's a yellow card, for sure, Chris. There's no getting away from that one. When you get caught wrong side and you're lunging in when the opposition are attacking, it should be a yellow card.
McGregor, Bassey back in position. And now down goes Aribo.
They're picking up more second balls, Rangers, middle of the park. Something has to change for Celtic eventually.
Lundstrom to spread it out to James Tavernier. Early ball into right. Now Barisic. Kent one further forward. There he goes searching. He's past Abada. It's Kent. And it's just a goal kick.
I'll let him on the inside, Kevin.
Yeah, sensational play. That's where he wants to go, Chris. This is Keane going on the outside, but as soon as he comes inside, he's got one thing in his mind, there's Ryan Kent. Just drags it, just shifts away. Joe Hart scrambling.
Hatate to McGregor. Now Jota. McGregor continuing his run. Aribo going all the way with him. And the ball misses everyone and pulling up with the Alabada on the right wing. Now he goes down. Celtic might require a change here. They're readying both Kyogo and O'Reilly.
Postecoglou telling Abada to sit down, to go down. It's a good break from Celtic there. McGregor getting the wrong side of Aribo. And the ball just slightly off.
Well, Leo Abada is one of the ones going off in any case. He'll be coming off for Matt O'Reilly. Scored twice recently against St Johnstone, but this will be a major boost to those in the Celtic end to see their talisman, Kyogo Furuhashi, come off the bench. Missed 17 games with a hamstring injury and did play the final quarter of an hour against St Johnstone, but this will be a major test for him. Abada makes way for O'Reilly. He just recently looks to have made his commitment to Denmark. He had a few options on the international scene with Norway and England available. Leo Abada's Scottish Cup semi-final comes to an end after 57 minutes.
O'Reilly's a talented player, Rory. You can see the size of him. Big, strong boy. He's been second best in that middle of the pitch today, Celtic. Will certainly bring a much-needed presence.
On the other change, we'll see Tom Rogic go off. He's had some wonderful moments in this fixture over his career, but he makes way, and listen to the roar for Kyogo Furuhashi.
Yeah, Rogic not with his usual influence against Rangers today. Lundstrom and Bassi really got the better of him. Jota now over to this right-hand side for Celtic. Maida over to the left. And he couldn't, could he, Kyogo? Have that impact.
Well, it was the difference in the Premier Sports Cup final against Hibernian, scoring twice. 2 magnificent goals. Ange Postecoglou's side got the first piece of silverware of the season, and the flag will go up against Kyogo. Bassi, Carter Vickers sends that clear, and O'Reilly unable to get it under control. Bassi takes a chance. O'Reilly has robbed him. Kyogo's in the middle. If the 2 subs can combine here, Goulson stretches. Maida comes in, and Lundstrom was back to make life as difficult as possible for Dyson Maida.
Tell you what, Lundstrom, he's been brilliant for Rangers. That was so important in reading that situation.
Here's Juranovic. Celtic look to have had a boost. Jota. That's too close to McLaughlin. Here's Wright. You can't take your eyes off this one. It's Kent. Who's in field. It's not the ball Rangers were looking for. He had plenty of options there. Not the right one from Kent.
Jota was treading water there, wasn't he, Barisic? The overlap.
Went off in the first half. Back on the bench. So we need to get the prognosis from Giovanni van Bronckhorst over the coming days as to how long injury may keep him out for. Of course, an extremely important trip to Leipzig to come in 11 days' time for Rangers. Tate's ball forward. Couldn't pick out Maida. And here's Jack to Wright. Was able to turn. O'Reilly trying to halt him. Taylor away. Lundstrom will pick up another ball in the middle of the park. He's been everywhere. Maida almost. Riley does get it. Maida again. Now McGregor. Celtic have 2 over on the left-hand side. They do work it out to Matt O'Reilly, who's going to look early into the middle. And again, it's McLaughlin's ball.
And the story of Celtic in this game, when they have had decent crossing positions, virtually every single one has gone straight down McLaughlin's throat.
Launches one. Carter Vickers and Aribo both challenged for it. McGregor now, and Lundstrom will get his booking, perhaps. No, he won't. He'll stride back with his head down, trying to make sure Bobby Madden doesn't notice him.
Dear me, Bobby. I think he's just embarrassing himself.
Yeah, he's got away with one there, for sure, John Lundstrom.
How many times have you said that this afternoon?
Here's Kyogo. Neat pass out to Juranovic. Now Jota. There's a bit more energy about Celtic since they made the changes. Here's Carter Vickers. Gets the free kick from Roof.
It's cheap that for me, to be honest. I think that's where Rangers would want Carter Vickers or Starfelt driving in so they get caught out of possession. Just uses his body, Kemar Roof. He's as strong as an ox as well, Carter Vickers.
It's taken quickly. McGregor. And the shot from Taylor goes in! The most unlikely of goal scorers. And it was going to take something rare to break the deadlock in this one. Celtic go from turmoil to treble chasers. And they lead. They get the breakthrough. Look what it means to those in green and white.
Well, cheap free kick or not, Rangers just switch off. A short one from Celtic, two Rangers players go out and leave Taylor. I think it takes a slight deflection. Pass in, good first touch. Yeah, takes a deflection off Bassey. McLaughlin helpless. And Rangers just switching off for a couple of seconds. They've been the better team in this game. They're going to have to come from behind.
Yeah, it's actually not a great ball for Callum McGregor. It actually bobbles, just skids just in front of Taylor. Takes a wonderful first touch. Then he gets a wee bit of luck off Calvin Bassey. And that's been the difference so far.
Greg Taylor has only scored 3 goals in his professional career, 1 in 131 games for Kilmarnock. Before today, 78 appearances for Celtic. His only other goal came against KR Reykjavik in a Champions League qualifier a couple of seasons ago. That is the biggest moment of his career by some distance.
I think his first touch is excellent. Allows him just to move onto the ball seamlessly with his left foot. Celtic get a bit of luck there with the deflection.
Yeah, but it's well worked, Chris. You know, Rangers switch off, Scott right in the two-man wall with Ryan Kent. He's back to the ball. Criminal, really. Fair play to Celtic. One they've worked on comes off.
Josip Juranovic has gone down just beside the technical area. Rangers now playing against 10 and trying to get back into this semi-final. Golson, Maida tracking back, Kyogo now. There is Josip Juranovic. As play rages on, Celtic tried to get some attention to him. Here goes Maida. Flag does go up this time against Dyson Maida, and Anthony Ralston all ready to go on. I think he's been ready since about the second minute, desperate to get involved in this contest.
Yeah, Juranovic fell awkwardly. Ralston on, holding his hamstring. There's Ange Postecoglou celebrating the goal.
Things stay this way, there will be 3 derby wins in a row for Celtic. The first one of those 3 wasn't much of a contest at all. The other 2 certainly have been, but it's Celtic edging in front here like they did 2 weeks ago at Ibrox.
Giovanni Van Bronckhorst be looking to the bench, Kevin.
Well, he's already been forced with one, Chris. Aaron Ramsey. I'm not so sure it stopped the momentum just with the time of the game that it was at, but they'll certainly be looking. You look at Fashion Sakala with the speed that he's got. Then Celtic are going to get deeper and deeper, so there'll be less space. We've seen it at Ibrox, look quite comfortable holding on to the lead. Pretty sure they'll be the same today.
Tati taken down by Scott Wright. Well, the free kick that led up to the goal, Giovanni van Bronckhorst was not happy at all about the award.
I think it's soft, I've got to say. I think Bobby Madden's had a shocker all afternoon. Here's the first touch and then that deflection. McLaughlin, it's the first thing he's had to do really this afternoon, pick the ball out of his net.
Yeah, it's not a foul, Rory. But to Rangers to then have a two-man wall and have you back towards the ball, it's criminal really at this level.
Greg Taylor, released by Rangers in 2014 after 6 years with the club, to come back to haunt them. There'll be another Celtic corner kick here, returning the screw.
Yeah, and so far, the Celtic substitutes have made an impact, a big impact.
We're inside the final quarter of the game. Jota to deliver the corner. It comes to Carter Vickers. Somehow it stays out. That is unbelievable.
Well, how's he missed? He scored the goal at Ibrox. In a similar situation, will Celtic rue that miss?
Rangers looking to go straight up the other end with Roof. He's still got it. Now Rangers have a corner.
Great play for Kemar Roof. He's got to score, Rory. Just gets a wee bit of luck coming together. Rangers don't deal with it. Actually comes off Carter Vickers to start with. Then it felt like he'll go anywhere on target, really, Rory.
He's just thinking, weaker foot, put your foot through it. He can't miss, goes for power. Oh, it's a big miss.
Big moment as Rangers now look to hit back. It's Tavernier towards Goldson. Good defending from Cameron Carter-Vickers. Tavernier. Goldson's still up there, but it's going to evade him. Come all the way to Kent, who couldn't keep it in play. And you just wonder now, with 20 minutes to go, how much that extra time will have taken out of the legs of those Rangers players.
Yeah, and conceding, Rory. There's no getting away from it. You know, the spring in your step. When you're in the game, when you go behind, it's a sucker punch. You need to react to it.
It's about mentality. The Rangers players won't think that way. They can't think that way, Kevin.
Carter-Vickers has the strength to see off Roof.
He's a powerhouse, this Carter-Vickers.
Starfelt. Taylor, the goal scorer.
Sloppy there from Celtic.
Rebo. Now Tavernier. Joe Rebo again. James Tavernier sets up John Lundstrom, who's already hit the post. This time flashes way over the top, and Scott Arfield and Stephen Davis will be coming on for Rangers.
It's a tough one for John Lundstrom. On his weaker side again. Nothing's felt him on his right so far this afternoon.
Needs to change for Giovanni van Bronckhorst. He's looking to be proactive. Kyogo, O'Reilly is there, so too is Maida. In goes Goldson, that was rash. That is another yellow card, a fourth Rangers player in the book.
Yeah, it's rash, really rash. Actually just delays the pass, does Kyogo, but that's what they'll want. Celtic 1v1 against Connor Goldson at the speed that Kyogo's got. Actually just plays it behind Maida. It's a rash tackle for Connor Goldson.
Jota, O'Reilly and McGregor in conversation, as if Rangers will look to get their change made before that, or wait. Will be the free kick first.
We saw Hearts yesterday be really creative with a free kick.
Helps when you've got someone like Stephen Kingsley with a wand of a left foot behind it. Celtic have got some pretty good options of their own. Jota, his favourite. Jota takes it, takes a touch. It will go for the Celtic corner. Taken short. Here's O'Reilly. Jota. O'Reilly again. Here comes Ralston. Can't dig out the cross, so it's blocked by Kent. Tavernier now, right, the only man ahead of him. And at last, Rangers can make that change, and it's Joe Aribo who will come off. He's already over on the far side, so Scott Arfield can come straight on, and Ryan Jack, the other, to make way for Stephen Davis. He's won 2 Scottish Cups with Rangers, one of his 9 major honours. Incidentally, the last time Rangers won a trophy, a domestic cup competition, was the 2011 League Cup. Stephen Davis scored the opening goal against Celtic, Joe Ledley equalising, and then Nikita Jelavic in extra time. 2011, 11 years ago since they lifted a major domestic cup competition.
He's a really good player to bring on for Rangers. An outstanding career, Stephen Davis. You need to dig deep and find something. Some leadership on the pitch. Just faded since Celtic have scored, Kevin.
Yeah, just a stinger at the game, really, Chris. Just lost a bit of control. Ryan Jack just going off, obviously, for Steve. Just lost that. I think O'Reilly, just his physical presence, Chris, has made a big impact.
Milestone game for Stephen Davis as well, the 700th of his club career. And there's Joe Hart, Rangers fans wondering about the possibility of the use of a hand. Maida just waited on that and allowed Tavernier to step in. Here's Roof. Kemar Roof bounces off the challenge of Hatate. Wayward from Davis.
Though from Roof, isn't it? Had the opportunity to pop it wide. Yeah, I don't know why he hung on to the ball.
Just body contact. I just think he couldn't get out his feet, Chris. He was just waiting on a foul, I think. And Steve Davis there thought there was going to be a 50-50. Hatate and Steve.
Carter Vickers ball all day long. O'Reilly helping it on. Starfelt. Arfield knocks it back to Davis. Now Kent. Rangers could do with one of their key men like Ryan Kent stepping up. They really need someone to show in the final 13 minutes here.
Big games need big players. Rory, that wee bit of quality, the composure, grab the game with the scruff of the neck.
Goldson under pressure from Maida. How many times have we said that? It's a foul by Greg Taylor. Davis, Tavernier. Bassey, Goldson. It's a great pick out for Tavernier, who takes it in his stride, finds Roof. Here's Arfield, it's 1-1! All level again, it's Arfield that steps up for Rangers. Not willing to give up on their Scottish Cup dream yet. It's all level again.
We say big moments, Rory, big players step up, and wow, what a finish. It's actually not the best ball for James Tavernier. Great pick out for Connor Goldson to start with. He almost slaps it. Then it runs away for Kemar Roof. There was only one thing in Scott Arfield's mind. Hit the target, but what a finish.
I tell you, the ball from Connor Goldson is so good. And then Tavernier goes for the early cross. Arfield still has a lot to do. And he takes it so well.
A big twist. Hugo tries the cross. There's right. Davis towards Roof. Starfelt in a wrestling match with Kemar Roof. Sixth goal of the season for Scott Arfield. The second of his career against Celtic.
I spoke about subs making impacts, Rory. Not just being the Celtic players that have made impacts for the team.
Here's Wright. Maida. Taylor after making the block on the cross. Knock it clear for Kyogo. Bassey. Arfield on the chase.
We thought it might be close, Rory. Kevin?
It's been a brilliant game, Chris. It really has. It's been end-to-end at times. There's been battles, there's been yellow cards, there's been ferocious tackles.
McGregor drills it hard and low, but wide of McLaughlin's target.
You're always going away from goal there. Good run again from McGregor. You know how dangerous he can be.
In the final 10 minutes. Lundstrom knocks it down to McGregor. Here's O'Reilly. Gets away from Davis. Taylor looks for O'Reilly. Davis so hungry. Roof in the chase with Carl Starfelt, but it was the Swede that won it.
Good defending for Starfelt there. Just a wee bit further in front. Would have been a better race, Rory. Kemar Roof, I'm not sure he's ever going to run away for you.
O'Reilly. He and Maida not on the same wavelength.
Maida wanted it played earlier. O'Reilly wasn't ready.
Goldson look for another diagonal, and this time it's Kent who's managed to pick it up. He finds Barisic too. Carter Vickers gets there ahead of Kemar Roof. Touch from Davis into Lundstrom. It's Rangers who have an authority about them now.
Yeah, they've got the momentum now. That goal, can Celtic break on them? They have that pace, don't they?
That's going to be the key, I think, keeping the back door shut, Chris. Dougal, Kamikaze.
Here's Kent. Jota didn't get the full clearance. Kent has it. wrong side of Ralston. Here's Arfield, the whistle has gone. Offside flag was up. McGregor, it's Tavernier's ball. And the two captains collide. That allows Hatate to float one over the top of right. Maida. Oh dear, they got that all wrong.
They hit a real lack of composure. Great ball, great pick out for Hatate. And then just a real lack of composure for Maida.
Vickers, Anthony Ralston. Hart looks for O'Reilly. Bassey sticking to him as he did with Rogic. Now Kent. Ralston slips. Davis and Tavernier. Delivers the cross straight to Joe Hart.
Ralston looks slightly uncomfortable against Ryan Kent, doesn't he?
Jota to Ralston. Now McGregor. Looks for Kyogo. Stretch from Goldson. Connor Goldson looks to be struggling. Play stopped by Bobby Madden just as he made sure that he got there ahead of Kyogo. Dr. Kyogo.
Just a cramp for Connor Goldson. Probably just as he stretched. Coming together with Kyogo.
The Rangers goal, early cross. Roof, I think it's an accidental touch that, but Arfield really does well, anticipates it. And a wonderful finish.
Ralston, O'Reilly and Lundstrom together. And Bassey does find right. Maida challenges him. Bobby Madden goes down, but he's back up, and now Kyogo. Barisic does well. Kyogo making sure that there's no easy out for Rangers here.
Tired teams now, Rory, as we're approaching the last few minutes. If you look dead on the feet.
O'Reilly, Maida.
A bit cleaner there. Maida has.
Celtic free kick. It's a bit of hot potato in the middle of the park. Jota for Matt O'Reilly. Back to Jota. Jota's delivery, Kyogo guides it wide.
O'Reilly uses his body so well. Work a really good situation, Celtic. Jota on the front foot. It's not an easy one. Kyogo doesn't time his jump.
Taylor's header. It's a Rangers throw. Approach the final 2 minutes of normal time. Scott Wright. Rangers not fancying extra time again. Davis. Carter Vickers with a commanding header clear. Lundstrom, Tavernier, and Scott Wright. Arfield. Nervy moments for Celtic. Rangers looking to finish it in the 90. Lundstrom for Kent. It's a misplaced pass from him, and that just releases all the pressure. Kent against Ralston. The chop back onto the right-hand side. Here's Roof. Kemar Roof, the block from Carter Vickers, and struck by Stephen Davis. And it flies over the top.
Yes, a snapshot for Stephen Davis. Great play for Ryan Kent. Right, Chris. Ralston don't look comfortable. 1v1. Good body for Kemar Roof. Shot block for Carter Vickers. That's a difficult one for Steve Davis on his weaker side, even though he'd back his quality.
Well, Greg Taylor was just receiving some attention. He's back up on his feet, the Celtic goal scorer. Final minute of the 90. As things stand, the plan is to add 4. Here's Scott Wright. Kent. Barisic goes beyond him. And he's past Ralston. Borna Barisic, who can he pick out? Only Reo Hatate. Still there for Kent. Celtic hanging on a little here, but that's a great ball to win from O'Reilly. Couldn't quite get it to Maida though. There are 4 minutes. Stephen Davis. John Lundstrom out to James Tavernier. Taylor goes to engage, the touch comes off him.
Yes, Rangers in the ascendancy. Celtic looking tired.
Stephen Welsh being readied on the Celtic bench. Cross comes in, it's Kent. Lundstrom did find Davis just. Ralston clears. Barisic, it'll be a Rangers free kick, a chance to send a delivery into the box.
Clumsy, really clumsy, daft challenge.
And they're on the ropes, Chris, or Celtic. Just lost their way a wee bit of composure, turning the ball over too often.
It's Rangers whose belief is stronger at the moment. In stoppage time, Barisic with the ball in. Roof will pick up on the edge, he's encouraged to shoot. What a tackle from Carter Vickers.
He's been a mountain at back. It's Carter Vickers. He's a monster.
Davis to Tavernier. Up against O'Reilly, he goes past him. Cross, could only pick out Taylor, and Kyogo will race with Davis for this one. Only one winner there. Jota and Maida in the middle. Not quite the ball that was required though. That's won by Jota really well against Barisic. Maida goes front post, Kyogo wants it. He didn't get it quick enough. Now it's Celtic's turn to assert some pressure. Starfelt, still Starfelt. Taylor, Celtic corner. It's Celtic now finishing on a high.
Yeah, it's a brilliant tackle for Jota to start with, Rory. And then he just makes the wrong decision. It's couldn't quite get his final ball off. Could have had Kyogo inside him.
Scott Wright gets back to his feet. There's desperate defending to do for Rangers. Celtic thinking about James Forrest, but also thinking about a winner as McLaughlin punches that clear into the final minute of added time. Taylor, courage to play on. O'Reilly, what a touch, and it comes off Barisic for another corner.
I tell you what, does so well O'Reilly. Some flexibility there. I'm sure I'd be able to do that anymore. Kevin, he brings it down beautifully.
I can confirm that you couldn't do that anymore, Chris.
Matt O'Reilly's corner kick, again McLaughlin out with the strong double punch. Closing 20 seconds, Taylor launches one and Carter Vickers will be the target here. Lundstrom clears, Arfield flicks on. That might just be enough to take us to extra time. Celtic were in the ascendancy through Greg Taylor, but it was Scott Arfield off the bench to rescue Rangers' Scottish Cup dream. And for the second time in 4 days, Rangers go to extra time, where this Scottish Cup semi-final might just be settled. Full time at Hampden Stadium, Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
One all after 90 minutes. Into extra time we go. Alan Hutton next to me. Rangers will be really pleased with the way they came back into that game, Alan.
Yeah, they certainly will, because they could have dropped their heads after Celtic went in front, but they didn't. They kept at it, they got themselves back in the game, and this has been a great game of football. Really open, lots of chances. Back to extra time again.
And Celtic making changes. Stephen Welsh, James Forrest coming on, Taylor Maeda coming off, John.
Yeah, Maeda's gone through an awful lot of running. He's played up front for the majority of the game on his own. Taylor's also come off, which is, he did really well to get the goal. And I thought at that stage that Celtic played a lot better in the second half, and I didn't see Rangers getting back in the game. And interestingly enough, since they've got the equaliser, Rangers look like the team in the ascendancy.
I mean, it's a fascinating game, right on the edge, difficult to predict. It's, and as Alan said there, wonderful to watch. I've got to say though, Bobby Madden has had an absolute shocker. I mean, seriously, some of the decisions he's been given there are ridiculous, but look, we're into extra time, and Rangers have done very well to get back into this game. The game would have been over had Carter Vickers put the ball in the back of the net.
A lot of people said Rangers, their exertions on Thursday, they'd be feeling it, but actually they maybe looked the stronger team at the end of the 90 here.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they came into their own towards the end. Obviously they've looked after themselves, had good recovery, and they are in the ascendancy. It's for him.
Okay, here we go again. Back to Rory and the team.
Well, thank you very much, Darryl. Just as they did in 2016 in the Scottish Cup semi-final, Rangers and Celtic go into extra time. Celtic's change, we'll see Stephen Welsh go onto the right-hand side of the back four and Anthony Ralston come over into the left-back position. James Forrest in his natural position on the right wing. Starfelt and Roof for the first collision of extra time.
Anthony Ralston probably relieved a little bit. He's come over to the left-hand side, but Welsh has got a job on.
Tate couldn't pick up O'Reilly's pass. Here comes Tavernier. Arfield to Lundstrom, and now Barisic. Kent. It's a clipped ball in from Kent. The right can pick up. Davis. Lundstrom. Right again. To run at Ralston, who timed his challenge perfectly, knocked it off the Rangers winger and wins the goal kick.
Yeah, that's terrific defending. Does really well, sticks to his task. Yeah, I think in the end it's about right.
Welsh looks up the line, but it was Barisic that read it as Forrest looked for one in behind.
Rangers have been brave all afternoon with their press.
Kent just pulled up a little there as he was challenged by Carter Vickers.
Celtic, the last 10 minutes in normal time, the start of extra time, haven't been able to get out.
It's been brave, Chris. I think it comes from the tactics of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst with Calvin Bassey going really tight with Rogic. No doubt anyone knows anything about football, they know how Ange can play. They've struggled to get into any sort of rhythm there at Celtic.
Ralston picks out Jota. O'Reilly, it goes to Ralston, he spots Welsh in space. Needs some help from Forrest coming towards the ball.
That's twice now they've not been on the same wavelength. Celtic need to liven up. It's extra time.
It's predominantly a centre-back as well, Chris. Full-back position. It was a Celtic player, so you'd expect him to be able to handle that, but it's different for sure.
Calvin Bassey. Starfeld's ball. Stephen Welsh. Puts it forward. Lundstrom. Now Davis from Arfield. Lundstrom again. Davis to Arfield. Back to Lundstrom. Tavernier wants to quicken it a little into Lundstrom. Arfield on the move. Tate finds McGregor. Now Ralston forward, but it'll be Rangers ball again.
Yeah, just wave after wave. Celtic, a real lack of movement in the middle of the park. Just controlling that area, building their attacks. Celtic haven't offered anything.
Here's Roof. Tavernier playing high again. Carter Vickers swings it away, just got enough on it to help it. Towards Kent, now Barisic and Davis. Tavernier with a bit of freedom once more. The first time ball is straight to O'Reilly. Here's Jota. Forrest, and O'Reilly again can release Kyogo. Big moment here. Kyogo as Bassey gets back. That's magnificent defending from Calvin Bassey.
And James Forrest saying, I was timing my run, he just wanted Kyogo to hold on to the ball. Bassey gets back really well. Kyogo takes the early shot. You see Forrest there just coming into the picture. Kyogo been a little bit more composed. Celtic would have had a wonderful opportunity.
Here's O'Reilly. It's Scott Wright at the front post who can knock it away. Mistake by Kent though. And O'Reilly looks to deliver it straight at John McLaughlin though.
Should do better, O'Reilly. I think you're saying, well, why did Kyogo not make the run across the near post?
Wright slips it through for Roof. It's Kmart Roof and Joe Hart with some commanding goalkeeping. Roof asks the question.
It's a sensational ball for Scott Wright. Rory, it's becoming really stretched now, chance after chance. Who's got the wee bit of finishing quality?
It's Forrest with the ball in. The flag is up for the handball by Borna Barisic. It looked to be just outside the area.
I've got to say, I think it's a harsh one. I don't know what he can do with his arm there, but I think he's offside, isn't he? Roof, but Hart does superbly well. Really anticipates the heavy touch from Roof.
A lively start to extra time. What can Jota conjure up here? It's short to O'Reilly. The side-footed effort is relatively easy for Barisic to block. Kent helps it on to Arfield. It's Kent again. The game is stretched. McGregor with a perfect touch. Jota looks for the straight ball through for Kyogo.
That's brilliant from McGregor. He's been excellent this afternoon for Celtic.
Lundstrom again. Midway through the first half of extra time. Goldson. Ralston to Vitati. Carter Vickers up to O'Reilly. Carter Vickers finds O'Reilly and Stephen Welsh. O'Reilly. McGregor with time to turn. Jota. Now Ralston. Oh, he's away from right. Ralston. The low delivery smashed by Jota. Coming in is Hatate. He goes for the spectacular and he was never really steadied and ready to get that on target.
I think Tavernier does brilliantly twice. Getting the block there, but everybody in each other's way there for Celtic.
That'll come through O'Reilly pass as well, Chris. Oh, Callum McGregor going a bit higher in the pitch, the way he receives it, and that's what Celtic want.
Well, this was close.
It was close.
Roof fouls Carl Starfelt. O'Reilly out to Welsh. It's behind Forrest though. Welsh to O'Reilly. The crossfield ball should be picked up by Tavernier, but it's Ralston that can pick up the second ball. Jota wants it and gets it, and the deflection will lead to a Celtic corner.
The last couple of minutes, Celtic coming back into it, getting a foothold into the game in extra time.
I just think they played forward with a wee bit more quality, Chris. You know, the one that O'Reilly, I think some of his passes he's played, as we mentioned, Callum McGregor going up a line, receiving, get Jota more involved. It's amazing how the momentum swings in football.
Jota with the in-swinger again. It's Scott Wright who wins the first header. Jota quite happy just to accept the throw-in. Glenn Kamara will be coming on for John Lundstrom shortly.
Don't know why you never get that in.
Another crossing, touch cross.
Ralston to McGregor, now Starfelt. Stephen Welsh. It's Forrest. Forrest into Welsh. That's a lovely cushion touch out to Hatate. And he couldn't repeat the trick.
It was really good from Stephen Welsh. The touch to take the pace off the ball. That one, and then Hatate gets a little bit excited.
Well, John Lundstrom's been all action, but his semi-final comes to an end, and on comes Glenn Kamara.
It's been sensational. As John Lundstrom, Rory, that first half, so much industrious work for the team, breaking things up, put himself about.
McGregor. O'Reilly. Should drop for Barisic. There's Welsh with a firm but fair challenge on Kent. Davis. Calm as ever at the age of 37.
There's no way he'll get flustered. No way with Steve Davis.
23rd game against Celtic for the Northern Irishman. Goldson. Jota back to Starfelt and Hatate. Took a bit of a late rap to the back of his legs from Stephen Davis. Carter Vicker continues on. McGregor. Forrest to Hatate. O'Reilly wants it. Opens up on the left foot. Now Jota. Ralston joining in. Looks for the byline right. Watched him all the way.
Well, he did well there, Ralston. Wanted to come inside on his right foot, but saw where the space was. Wright stuck to his task well. Can Celtic make something of a set piece?
It's been a good spell this for Celtic in extra time. Jota goes short to O'Reilly. Kent read the play coming, and that's a big disappointment for Celtic. Wasteful.
Yeah, sensational play really for Ryan Kent. Just his body strength, his power. Almost as if they were on different wavelengths there. O'Reilly and Jota.
The final minute of the first half of extra time. Goes O'Reilly. Kyogo can get it under his control. Jota looks for Forrest. There'll be one for Barisic to retrieve, though. Welsh. Now Welsh again. O'Reilly and Hatate and Jota. Jota's ball across, goes all the way and squeezes wide, and McLaughlin's goal.
Tell you what, it's brilliant from Jota. It's given something Tavernier to think about there. Always wanting to come inside on his right foot. Goes the other way this time. No takers for Celtic at the far post.
One additional minute. Almost halfway through it. The end of this first half of extra time. Jota's header. Helped on by Arfield. Roof trying to hold it up. That's a handy free kick for Rangers to win.
He's put himself about, Kemar Roof to do the nasty bits. Rory backing in, trying to get the team up the pitch. Using his backside really well today. He's been a handful for Starfelt.
Postecoglou is too happy about where the free kick is being taken from.
It will be Tavernier to deliver. This will be the final act of the first half. Goldson looks for it, does win it, sends it across, and there's Kamara, blocked by McGregor, and there goes the half-time whistle. It's still level. Smile from Bobby Madden. But it is tense out there at half-time. In extra time, it remains Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
It is a game now teetering on the brink, but John Hartson, which way will it go?
Could go either way, Darryl. I thought Celtic just had the majority of that first 15 minutes of extra time. Look back, you know, they was passing it a bit quicker. They got the ball away. Jota looking dangerous. You can see both teams are out on their feet. They really are. It's going to take something special, I think. Otherwise, we might just go to pens.
Both sides have made changes. Any surprise that John Lundstrom was removed? Because he seemed to be cruising through the game, Alan.
Yeah, he was cruising. He was man of the match for me, obviously, but great performance. You just worry about the amount of work that he put in on Thursday, and now it's a good change to make. Legs coming on in the middle of the park, so that will help Rangers.
That's the test now. Can they keep going, Rangers, after the exertions of Thursday?
Well, they've done pretty well up to this stage now. You know, 15 minutes left to go, and you know, and Celtic, to be perfectly honest, are the ones that, when you're looking at it, you're expecting a wee bit more from them. Everything's on the line here. It's a fascinating game. Credit to both sides, because it's been a very entertaining match as well. And you know, John's talking about a moment of magic, something special. Could well be just be a mistake. You know, tired bodies, somebody dropping a runner. I mean, it's such a game of such fine margins. Or it could well be a refereeing decision, because he's not had the best game so far.
John, if you were out there right now, what would you be saying to your teammates?
Dig in. Let's dig in defensively. And you want that little bit of magic from your key players. You know, Matt O'Reilly looks really cultured, midfield player, wonderful touch, you know, brings it down. And you've still got that magician, Kyogo, leading the line for you. He's come up trump several times, so just one moment in the game.
Okay, here we go again, back over to Rory Hamilton.
Well, it's been an Easter treat to savour so far, dished up by Glasgow's big two. Rangers are giving 5 minutes before Fashion Sakala will look to come on. They're underway. 15 minutes from penalties.
I think there'll be chances in extra time, but who has the greater composure in the final third to pick a pass or take an opportunity? They've slugged it out, haven't they, this afternoon? Nothing between them.
Borna Barisic now looks long. It's Welsh. Now Kent through to Arfield. It's well read by Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's been a rock at the back for Celtic.
He's a top player, Rory, he really is. Reads the game well, you can see his body strength, his power, plus he can play, he can handle the ball. He's been sensational for Celtic today. It's Carter Vickers.
Davis to mop up. Fired it straight off Kyogo. Rod Stewart as ever supporting Celtic. Here's Kent. Nobody really in that area for Rangers to get on the end of that from Kent. There's Welsh. Powerful header forward. Bassey, it's a loose one from him. Jota can get Celtic back in control.
I'm sure the Barisic is saying he wants off.
Just got a wee bit messy in the last couple of minutes, Rory. Almost tired watching them up here. Unbelievable effort from both sets of players.
Barisic not happy at all. He now does head down, and it will mean that Leon Balogun can come on. Should see Bassey out to the left-hand side.
And David Turnbull getting stripped by the looks of it.
There'll be a double change. Celtic are, in the meantime, preparing David Turnbull as well. Just coming back from injury. So it's Leon Balogun to come on for Borna Barisic. And Kemar Ruth to be replaced by Fashion Sakala. Took 3 goals in 3 Scottish Cup games. Fashion Sakala, 1 against Stirling Albion, then 1 down at Annan, and then at Dens Park. And Rio Hitati will come off for David Turnbull, who picked up a knock last weekend against St Johnstone. Bassey. Sakala, his first involvement. Does well before Forrest came in strongly. Davis. Goldson out to Tavernier. Back to Davis again. Now Kamara. Looks up the line, and Arfield is on the chase here. It's a cross from Arfield, and it's off the post. Celtic scrambling, and somehow it goes over for a corner kick. Pinball in the 6-yard area, and Celtic somehow survive.
I don't know how that's not went in, Rory. Don't know how. It's a great run for Arfield, and then he just fires it across. Joe Hart gets a touch at the near post, then Tavernier rattles it off the post. Don't know how that's not went in. Carter Vickers still, it wasn't a heap in the 6-yard box, really.
That's brilliantly Carter Vickers. This does enough to put Sakala off.
I think he takes one in the face, Chris.
That's all the drama, the tension that you expect from a game of this magnitude. Tavernier to take, up went Balogun, O'Reilly away, Davis, and Celtic have a man down in the middle, so play is stopped. Stephen Welsh.
Yeah, and it's quite right that Bobby Madden stops the game for head injuries. See Balogun, he's hurt as well.
I think he headers into the back of Stephen Welsh's head, Chris. Just to come together, you're right. Safe for the players.
It's another case where players don't come off the field and don't get checked. Head injury protocol within football is, I'm afraid, in the dark ages.
You don't see this too often, an uncontested drop ball in such an attacking area of the field. It is with Kent. It's Forrest that blocks off the cross. And Kamara. And Bassi still well forward. Sakala. It's Joe Hart's ball.
Just need to go across the front, Rory. Sakala gets to the byline. He's got to make that run, even if it's just a distraction.
Stephen Welsh up the line for James Forrest, who's got a different opponent now in Calvin Bassi, who's just shifted along the Rangers back four. Starfelt and McGregor. Pure adrenaline getting the players through to this stage. Starfelt steps up. McGregor out to Jota. Celtic's turn to attack. Jota turns away from Arfield. It's headed away. It's a really good defensive header from Leon Balogun. Foul from Stephen Welsh.
Yeah, Stephen Welsh using his brain there, going into the back of Kent, not letting him get turned to run at him like now.
There's a 2-on-1 here. Kent and Bassi against Welsh. It's Bassi who delivers it! And Rangers have scored deep into extra time. They have the lead. What a semi-final this has been. And right now it's Rangers who have 1 foot in the Scottish Cup final.
Wow, just wow, Rory. Just the energy, the desire, the drive for Calvin Bassi is unbelievable. This late in the game, tight, it really is tight. We've said it all day, put it across the box, make people defend. Sakala gets across, don't know if it comes off Carter Vickers. What energy, what desire this Rangers team have shown today.
It's a terrific ball in. I think it comes off Starfelt. It'll be contentious because it was so tight. Whether he was offside or not, difficult one to call from the assistant.
Well, Calvin Bassi was booked for that. I don't think he'll be too concerned right now. Rangers going to extra time again. It was Roof against Braga. Sakala making the difference here. And now it's all on Celtic. Big questions with the treble on the line. Jota was short with the ball back. Here is Sakala. Kent looks for it. Carter Vickers is really struggling. Through gritted teeth, he chases Kamara. Kent. Kamara again. And it comes off. Welsh last. Rangers corner. Wild celebrations in the Rangers end.
Yeah, it's rocking, Rory. It's bouncing. I can feel my seats bouncing. And they look the fitter team. To be fair to Rangers, they look dead on their feet. Do Celtic. Monumentous effort for the players to do extra time in the quarter-final of the European Cup, to then come here and produce what this Rangers team have produced.
Kamara to Kent. Bassi looks for it. It's Turnbull. Slams it away up towards Kyogo, who hasn't really been involved in this second half of extra time. Kent won't catch that.
They've got to hand it to Rangers the way they've really dug in this game. Shown a lot of character. Would have taken the confidence from Thursday night, but Van Bronckhorst can see this through. It's going to be big for him.
Turnbull quickly getting that out to Jota. He won't be allowed to take it that quickly. Bobby Madden calls the game back. Celtic not at all happy.
Yeah, it's a bonus, that one, for Rangers. He picks out a good pass, does David Turnbull. Just a bit naive, you got to stand on the ball. I think he's gave it to Rangers.
There's a Rangers free kick for a shirt pull.
That's amazing from Bobby.
Understandably, Glenn Kamara not in any hurry. Welsh. Forrest picked up by Kamara. Bassi sends it forward and Celtic stuck in a corner. Two minutes of normal time and extra time. Here's Welsh.
Just got to keep persevering, Celtic.
O'Reilly looks for McGregor. It's won by Arfield. And now Davis looks long for the run of Sakala. Carter Vickers stays strong. Welsh now. That's an easy one for Tavernier and co to defend. Arfield will pick up the loose ball. He gets away from Ralston. It's going to be another yellow card, this time Anthony Ralston.
I'm in my head thinking, why Sakala trying to score a goal, Rory? He's got Carter Vickers who's dead on his feet in the corner, take the ball in the corner, but then you see the experience for Scott Arfield here. He ain't running through for that. He wants a foul.
There's a few players down. Arfield is one. Ralston picks up his yellow card.
There's the cross, and there comes off Starfelt. His right boot drags Sakala in all the way.
Fashion Sakala, the man down. There will be 4 additional minutes. But so far in this second half of extra time, Celtic haven't threatened. They need to find one final chance.
Yeah, they've not been the whole 120 minutes, not created as many opportunities as the manager would have liked. Had the big one though at 1-0, didn't they? Carter Vickers.
Tavernier. Here's Carter Vickers and Carl Starfelt. And he's lost out. Right to Kent to try one. And O'Reilly knocks it back calmly. Carter Vickers out to Welsh. Time running out for Celtic. They need something hugely dramatic. Carter Vickers up to O'Reilly. Kamara has touched tight and wins it. Kent, Wright was on the run.
Need more from the wide players, Celtic. Jota and James Forrest. Forrest that time running back towards his own goal. He's got to make something happen.
Ralston smashed away by Tavernier. A chase for Davis against Ralston. Ralston wins it. And Arfield slides in with power. Jota. Callum McGregor up to David Turnbull. Haven't been the attacking force they'd have liked, Celtic. Starfelt has looked to go up front. O'Reilly with the push on Kamara.
I think O'Reilly feels it soft.
Probably is a soft one, Chris. Just coming in behind Kamara. What the Rangers want. Now they can slow it down.
In the final minute of additional time, Rangers poised and ready to celebrate what has been a classic semi-final. Arfield. Welsh slides in, it's a Rangers throw. Everything being cheered now.
What an impact Scott Arfield's made, Rory. It's been superb, not just his goal, not how he backs things up, his experience. Slowing the game down when it needs to be slowed down, taking a dunk, putting his foot in when he needs to put it in. It's been superb.
And still, play goes on. The 4 additional minutes have been played. All eyes on Bobby Madden. Starfelt to Carter Vickers. Surely it has to go long. Well, Kent has stolen it. That might just do it. Kent's off to the corner flag. He wins the free kick, and there's no way out for Celtic from here. Rangers are going to the Scottish Cup final. And there it is, full time in a Glasgow derby classic. Rangers had to dig so deep after all that they went through on Thursday night. 240 minutes. They were behind in the semi-final. It was Celtic's to close out, but they couldn't. Rangers showed the desire, they showed the quality, and they will be back here on May the 21st to face Heart of Midlothian. Celtic's treble dreams have slipped away. They will look to close out the league title now, but this one will hurt Ange Postecoglou and his side. Rangers celebrate. It is a week that just could not have gone any better for the Ibrox side. Full time after extra time. Celtic 1, Rangers 2.